Good morning. Today is the 28th of Iyar, otherwise known as Koyach Kovkas, June 5th. We're going to start with Sfiras Omer. Today is the 43rd day. Hayoim Shloisha V'Arboim Yoim Shehem Shisha Shavuos Yoim Echad Omer. Today is 43 days, which is 6 weeks and 1 day of the Omer. Shavuos is right around the corner, guys. Okay, now in the Tanya, page 67. We're starting a new chapter, chapter 52 of Tanya. Just as in the soul-body analogy, the primary potency of the soul power is manifest through the mind, flowing from there to the body. I'll tell you what's the most important part of your body: your brain, your head, your intellect. Your brain, that's the part that you have to keep most safe, and that's where everything else goes from there into the body, from maybe a Gashmistic standpoint and also from a spiritual standpoint. So too, godliness is revealed in every realm through the divine mind, quote unquote, and will, namely, what is that? Torah and mitzvahs. And from there, it flows onward. This revelation is termed Shechina. Page 68. Just as in the human soul, the principal manifestation, where is the vitality most prevalent? In the brain. And all the organs receive a light and potency which radiates to them from the source, which is the brain, and from there again it gets spread out. It's interesting, and I don't want to get into this. Obviously, I don't think it's controversial. Just has there ever in heart transplant is not common, right? It is heart transplant. But it's not common?
Brain.
Thank you. Brain transplant. Right? Because brain is your identity. That is who you are. And the heart is another organ, muscle. What is it? Organ. That it pumps the blood throughout the body, and you need the blood, the heart to pump the blood into the brain. Keep everything flowing. But the brain is where everything stems from as far as who you are and what you're doing, what you think. If a person loses their memory, it's like everything. It's like devastating, right? And the smarter you are, the sharper you are, the more cognitive you are. It's very important. There's many limbs and many parts of the body we can live without. Not that we want to, chas v'shalom. But the brain is the most important part, and everything goes from there. Shebahem, Humulubish, V'nichlal, B'ritzayin v'chachmasi, V'nasi, V'daiti, Yisparech, Chanika, B'shem Moichin, and Heim, Halabashim, V'teremitzis. So too, figuratively speaking, that's the same thing with the entire world. Hashem contains His wisdom and understanding and knowledge and intellect into what? And His will and Chachma and Bina are enclosed in the brain of Hashem, the Torah and mitzvahs. That's where they all start. Torah, the mitzvahs, and they flow from there through and into the entire world. The Gilu Klasam Shachazu, manifestation of this general flow of life, which is similar to the stream of vitality found in the brain, takes place, as the Alter Rebbe will soon say, when the flow from intellect descends into the sphere of Malchus. So this manifestation of Makara Chayes Hashara Oilumes Mekablim Kol Echad Bepratius, this energy is the source of energy which the worlds receive. Each person and each thing and each object, every single creature receives its particular energy that shines forth from the source. But it might not be as powerful as where the source of the energy is, because it gets diffused as it gets spread out throughout the world. This refers not to the general stream of vitality found in intelligence, but to its revelation. The revelation is the source of the vitality received by all the worlds and their creatures, each according to their particular level. So this, the diffused glow that shines forth is, what is it? It's in a similar manner to the light that radiates for the sun, by way of an example, where the rays are but a diffused glimmer of the sun's essence. When you benefit from the light of the sun, whether it's being able to see, today's a perfect example because you don't even see the rays coming in through the windows. Sometimes the sun is beating on our heads. When it's a little cloudy, we're still getting light from the sun, just as being blocked. So we get the benefit, but it gets diffused. It gets like when you have a flash, you have a very bright flash or a light, right? You set up lighting, you're into that, and you have diffusers that block it out to use it to set it to soften it and to set it up the way you need it. So too, Hashem sets up these diffusers for each particular creation of how much is needed in that particular creation. The further you back up to the source, the stronger, more potent, and powerful the light is. So too, the energy of Hashem. Or as the faculties of the organ of the body derived from the brain, as discussed above in the previous chapter. So the where your koyach is, where your energy, where your stamina, where your vitality is, starts from the brain, and then the toe. If it hurts, it's there, but otherwise you don't think about it. Alma Diskalia, sorry. In this, it is this source being a revelation from the general stream of vitality found within the intellect. Kabbalah calls the world of manifestation. Why? Because as the Alter Rebbe will soon say, that it is here that godliness first becomes manifest in the worlds. Umatru Nisa. Umatre Nisa. This word is the Aramaic word for queen. For the queen receives her vitality from Kutsha Brichu, Aramaic for the Holy One, blessed be He, the king. The queen receives her vitality from the king. The Imotata, and it is known as the nether mother, the lower level of mother. For Bina too is known as mother. But this is an even lower level, which alludes to Bina as the mother. Bina, however, is the higher level of mother, while Malchus is the lower level of mother. When we say the word Shechina, which we often refer to as, the light of Hashem, the flow. So what is it? It comes from the phrase, and I will dwell among them, for its Hebrew root means to dwell and to be revealed, as Alter Rebbe explains. And he goes on to explain the meaning and character of each of the above listed names, as well as their particular effect. So here's where we get a little esoteric, spiritual, but it's Kabbalah, it's Chassidus, and we have to plow through it. The above mentioned source is called the world of manifestation. Reishis Hiskalos, the beginning of the revelation. This source is the beginning of the revelation of the Ein Sof, and since the source itself constitutes a revelation, it is itself known as the world of manifestation because of its own nature and not because it vitalizes the revealed worlds, because that's what it does. So if there's somebody who's powerful and he doesn't, these martial arts experts, and I'm not talking about professional cage fighters, whatever, but people that learn martial arts. My brother, for example, he's never used it. He's never used it in his whole life. Doesn't mean he doesn't have the power to use it. He knows how to use it. He knows how to use his skills. So the power is very it's there, but it doesn't always come out, or it shouldn't always come out. Asher mamshich.
I'm told in high martial arts in China, two masters, they decide to have a match to battle each other, and they go up to each other and they lock arms in one way or another, and that alone determines who won. They don't have to do the rest of the fight.
It's like a chess match. They know the moves, like a chess master. It's very interesting. Okay, let's finish off for today. It is called queen because it is this level which extends to and illuminates the worlds in a revealed manner, similar to a queen. For through her, the wishes of the king are revealed. Especially in the story of Purim. See that the queen facilitated everything. From this source, there extends to each individual thing, world, or creature, that particular light and vitality suitable for it, like we mentioned before, the diffusers. Each one gets the light which is specific for that thing, that creature, that person, that animal. And for this reason, it's called mother, lower mother, for it's a mother in the source. Just like a mother makes sure to give each kid what they want to eat for supper, the kind of clothing that they like, what they like. A mother knows. A mother knows. The king provides, and then the mother makes sure that each one gets exactly what they need. So here we have the king and the queen. And it, the light, dwells and is clothing them in the worlds and in their respective creatures, thereby animating them. So since it dwells, animates, and is enclosed in every world and creature, it's called Shechina, which, as previously explained, means indwelling. Until now, the Alter Rebbe clarified how the light is the source of all the worlds and creatures in general. He now goes on to explain how it is also the source of the neshamas of a yid. L'chein nikra aim habanim. Therefore, it is called mother of the children of the Jewish souls. Al derech mashal uchneses Yisrael. Shemimakar zeh netzlu neshamas tatzilus v'nivra neshamas debriya. It's also called community of Israel, and from this source, the souls of Atzilus have emanated, these being emanations and not creations. Creations is something from nothing. Emanation is something that comes from something else. And the souls of Bria have been created and so forth, which comes from this mother of the children. All of them, all the worlds and all the souls and all creation, being derived only from the extension of this light, the Shechina, which extends and streams forth from the source, again, which is called Shechina. Similar to the way the light of the sun extends to all the different places and all the different ways, even if it's just a little ray or a sliver of light, but still, if you could trace it all the way back, it goes back to the sun. So too, with this Shechina, that it extends to all the different creatures and it provides for them the vitality that they need, each according to its level. The takeaway is like the energy of the soul, which first flows from the brain, and from there it channels to all the limbs and sinews and every part of your body. The divine energy also begins with a general flow, which will eventually be contracted to create all creations. And this general energy is called Shechina, divine presence. And also it's called Mother and Knesset Yisrael, congregation of Israel. Okay, that's it for today, folks.